Well, I got this timing chain cover about as clean as I can get it. Doesn't quite look like the Grand Canyon up in there. Tried to get all the edges I could, the sealing surfaces. There's a bunch of pitting all around this. So it's going to have to do. So we'll just have to use some ultra black and some gaskets and hopefully get this to work for us. So first things first, let's get that new seal in. The oil part is pretty cleaned up. Then that Grand Canyon part, let me see if I can show you guys. It looks a little better than what it did, but it's not perfect. What's going to have to do. Next thing is let's get that seal in there. Now, in the gasket kit I got from the boys down at Park West, we got ourselves a new front seal. She's going to go in right there. I'm going to put a little bit of just a thin skim coat of RTV right around there. And then went down to the auto parts store and I rented one of these bearing installers or race installers, and we'll just use that and put it up on the press and we'll push that right on in. So let me put a thin coat of RTV on that ultra black, and we'll set it into place. All right, I'll go ahead and get a thin coat of this on here. When I mean thin, I mean thin. Just get it, coat it. I'm thinking that's going to be a perfect seal for her. All right, we'll put her down in there, press her down. Okay, that should about do it. All right, looks like she's in there. There's a slight lip on that, but I don't think it's going to go down anymore. So let's move on to our next step. All right, so here's one. Here's number two. Have to do the old double nut it down. There we go. This is what they call the double nutting part down. You put two nuts on it, it kind of acts as a barrier. All right, I think that's good. Almost. Okay. Same thing with the other one. It kind of started down there. Get it in that hole. Go. Put this next one on. Then you just want to turn this top one. All right, now we got our studs in there. Turning. Nope. Nope. Just can't get it to. I say to put it onto here, then you're supposed to hold that down This adjusts the size of how big. So okay, I can feel it biting there. You see, you're supposed to hold it down with this one, and then this one here, tighten it. All right. Now, well, I feel it bending. Broke it clean the fuck off. Well, it'll take it off, but it won't complete the job if it's that bad. I snapped that thing off, clear as a bell right there. Obviously, I'm gonna drill it out, but I don't got time. I have no time. I gotta get to Firebird Fest in this car. So we're gonna let that be. We're just gonna ignore that. We never saw that. So let's go ahead and get our gasket set and let's do this. So next, I guess I'd take a razor blade and just start cleaning up all these surfaces. Make sure you use a towel so you don't get any garbage down in there. You don't want that in your oil pan. Not at all. Not one iota. And on this side, see that? If you didn't have that rag there, all that old stuff would be coming in. All right, excellent. All right, so next, I'm just going to use some brake cleaner, carb cleaner, and a little bit of steel wool, and just see if I can get that a little bit cleaner. All right, next, I'm going to move that rag out for just a minute because I want to be able to go in and clean up that bottom part right there. So squirt a little bit on this here and go down and clean that. All right, I think that'll work. Go ahead and try to dry that off the best I can. All right. Now, I think we put that cork gasket down first. So the boys on at CarQuest hooked us up with a gasket set. So I'm going to go ahead and use that. Got some ultra black. We're just going to put a thin layer on this gasket and then we're going to set it down in place on that oil pan. Let's do that just real quick here. Okay, pretend you're in grade school and let's get a thin coat of that on here. All right. Just a thin coat, so if you want, you can pull off some of that excess. Sweet, let's go get that on the car. Okay, so all ready to go. Just a double check. Make sure it's good. Now we'll go ahead and set this into place. Sweet. Test. Make sure all the holes are lined up. Good. Kind of give a little squeeze down. Good. And make sure while you have that exposed, grab yourself a rag and just kind of cover it up. You don't want anything getting in there. Cool. All right, so on the back of a poncho timing cover, timing chain cover, there's supposed to be two little dowels that go in here, and obviously ours are missing. And as you can see, it's stepped. So there's an indent where something can be put in there, then it's a little bit more. So now we take some calipers and let's measure and see if we can't make some of our own using what we have on hand, which is a tin can. Let's find out here. We'll zero this out. We'll come in, we'll see how wide that is. Looks to be about 1236. So let's say 12.4, because there's a little bit of a room there. So 12.35 millimeters. Yes, I'm using millimeters. So the distance across is about 12.4 millimeters. Then the depth, we'll check the depth here. Let's zero that out. We'll see how big that lip is. And that lip's about 4.5 millimeters. And so 4.5, and you want just a little bit to come up. So we'll say 6 millimeters tall by about 12.4 millimeters across. So let's see what we can do now. Got us a tin can. The first one we'll do is we'll cut that open. A Dremel, use some safety glasses. Now we'll cut it down the middle there. So because it wants to curl this way, I say we make our markings and let it twirl in. If you take the circumference, which we said was what, about 12.4, so about 25 millimeters in length, which is about an inch. So we'll come off of this side here. And we probably want to double that just for the thickness because of the tin here. So let's go 2 inches and we'll see what happens. 2 inches is right about there. Okay, so do our best to kind of line that up. We'll put 2 inches over here as well. Alright. And again, we don't have to be too technical. We just want to kind of get into play there. Okay, now, since we got that, that's our length double. So we'll go around 2 times. Then, that's going this way. Then, we know that the depth of it is supposed to be about 6 millimeters. So, the width then is going to be about 1/4 of an inch. So, we'll bring this over here. So that'll be a quarter. Okay. Figured I'd use some tin snips here. Okay. So now we'll mark these down. Just eyeballing them. Okay, so I made lines for 2. Now, there's 1. There's 2. Bring this back. And there's 1. Roll these up. And there's 2. Okay, cool. So they fit there. Now let's see if they'll fit in the block. So move this out of the way. We'll come down in here. Oh yeah. I think those will fit. I think these will do the trick. Sweet. All right, so let's get out our gasket for that. Let's see here. That's right here. Good, good. Now we're just going to put a light coat of RTV all around this so it will tack up against the back of the block there. Let's go ahead and get that done. And we'll move to, now I'm going to add a little extra on both sides of these water jackets just because we now know we're missing one of those bolts. So put that there, add a little bit there, there, and there, and there, and there, and there, and maybe there, and over here, and right there, and there, and there, and there, and a little bit there, and there. All right, close that up. And I probably should get, come on, get on there. Jiminy Cricket. I should get some gloves. So let me go grab gloves and we'll smear all this on and get rid of our beer can. Okay, now let's get the doing our light coat here. As you can see, I'm just painting with my fingers, just trying to get it all just coated so she'll stick. And I'm going to add a little bit more because those spots here, they are a little pitted. So we're just going to make sure we get our best seal coverage here. Maybe a little heavy, but you know, hey, we don't want this thing to leak because we're trying to get to St. Louis from Arizona. Okay, let's go put this in the car. All right, let's go ahead and we'll move this out just temporarily. Now we'll take our gasket and we'll get her into place. Okay, now with that in place, I want to definitely get in there and make sure I can get some RTV on that bottom part and in each one of those little corners before we do our next spot. We'll get this done real quick here. Then just a kind of a thick bead in each one of these corners down here. All right. Just stay up there. Okay, now back to the timing chain cover. So here's the back side of our timing cover. We're going to take our ultra black and go around here and go around all of these sealing surfaces right here to make a good contact. We put that in. This here we're going to leave alone because we have that on that bottom part there. So let's just get this top part done here. I'm going to go a little bit thick on this side and this side only because, as you know, we're missing that bolt. And I want to do my best to minimize any kind of issues. All right. Okay, just get this all. That looks good. Again, we want to make sure this is good. And extra little RTV. Not right there. So make sure that hole is good. Okay, let's wipe our hands off and then we'll get this over there and installed. Okay, one timing chain cover. Let's go ahead and get this set into place. We're going to use those two studs that are coming out to set all this into motion. Oh, no, we almost forgot. With our two dowel pins, our red neckery here. Okay, let's get this set into motion here. Make sure to put it on those back studs. That'll be our lining point. There's one. There's two. I think before I put this all the way on, I'm just going to put a little bit around that. And remember, I put this earlier, but let's just get a little bit more right there. I just want a good seal. Sweet. Now over here, this is our timing chain, our timing tab. That goes in. Push this back. Good. This goes onto here. And we'll line that up here in a minute. We'll take our two nuts. We'll just get these started. There's one. Now here's our second nut. Up top here. Here's our lower bolt for that side with the timing tab. So we'll go in, find that, kind of get that threaded in. That's good. Take our second bolt to the other side. Get that one in. Okay. So I believe it is 15 foot-pounds of torque on those four right there. So let me grab my 15 foot-pounds. So we'll do this top one first here. Okay, there's 15 all the way around. Now we're going to grab our water pump and we're going to put it on there only to just help seat all that together. And I guess with the help of everyone in the first gen and the second gen, this is the original freaking water pump for this engine. So with that, get you that big bolt. Okay, I'm going to drop that big bolt in so we can kind of line this up. Get into place here. Okay, it's starting to bite. Then I'm going to use this one here only because we don't have anything to pin that one up to. So we'll get that started. I'm going to grab one more water pump bolt just to keep it aligned. Cool. All right, now that's going to torque all these down real quick. Okay, there's that. Now for this one over here, that's bottomed out. Oh, you know why? It's because that's supposed to have, because there's supposed to be a couple of gaskets in there. So just to help get that depth, go ahead and then we'll just do a quick, make sure she's bolted down. Oh, wrong way. Good. This one up here. Good. All right, make sure everything is tight. Good, good, good. Okay. Now just those bottom oil pan bolts, which I will save you the misery of watching that. All right, we've let this sit for a little bit, so now I'm going to pull off this old water pump, and we'll get the new one put on here. So I'll take this off. Come on, come on. Take those bolts off. Then this one here can stay in place, but we will eventually have to, we need something smaller. Something smaller. Let's go take off the water pump. Next thing I think we should get in is that fuel pump. So here's our gasket. But instead of RTV, there's a new thing that I found. I'm going to try it. And I think I'm going to try it on the fuel pump because of the situation it's in. So let's head to the workbench and I'll show what I'm talking about. My buddy Monty over at Fast Monty's Garage, and there'll be a link somewhere up here, he rebuilt, I believe, with a 69 Pontiac GTO motor in his two-car garage. And we're all about doing this for ourselves out here. So he had some of this stuff right here, and this is like a paste or a glue stick, like when we were in grade school, that we would use to paste stuff, but it's used for gaskets. So I'm going to try it out and see how this works on our fuel pump gasket. Let's go. Don't need that. Don't need that. Here we go. Don't need that crap. There we go. Now, here's our said gasket. Let's see, this comes off, I assume. Oh, there it is. Ah, look at that. It's like purple glue. Yeah. So I assume we'll just go ahead and do both sides of this. And oh yeah, yep. Monty was right. It is kind of like painting with a glue stick in a sense, and it's sticky. That's kind of cool. So let's do both sides, just that way we can see what happens here. Sweet. All right, now, and this here, there's a link down below if you want to buy some of this off of Amazon. Of course, you will make me a nickel, maybe if I'm lucky. So let's go put this on the car and let's get the fuel pump in. Woo! All right, we got ourselves one greasy, sticky. Let's go and throw this on here real quick. So it lines up. So it's going to line up just like that. I got our screws right here. There's one. Let's go ahead and get this in line here. All right, fuel pump is on. Now, I think since we got the fuel pump on, we really need to clean out this block. So let's grab the water hose and let's just see if we can't flush some of this stuff out. Okay, so we're just gonna blow some water through these openings and see what we can get here. What I want to do is I just want to clean it all out best I can. Until I see that run clear, we're not done. Okay, try this side now. It's starting to run clear now. We get the radiator hose as well. Clean out that radiator. So I can see clear water running through, which looks like we're really close there. We'll do this again down here. And then we'll do this again one more time. I'm just blowing through it here. And then one more time like this, just for safety. Then don't y'all get your panties in an uproar. Remember, we flushed this out before with water. So this is just water, no antifreeze, no drama. I'm still picking up rust. Wow. I'm getting particles on this side too. Okay, it's running pretty clear. One more time here. It's all running pretty clear out now. Okay, I think we got it. Do one more here. Just kind of reverse it out. Okay, then we're just going to blow all what we can. Okay, let's move on to our next part. So what makes a Pontiac water pump so unique and so special is that it has a divider plate that needs to go in here. And the trick of it is to get the fan blades as close as you can to this without touching. So right there, if I look in, they look like they are about, well, let's just see here. Let's just spin it real quick. Not touching. And I would say it's about, let's get a light. Let's get a light. Remember, there's going to be a gasket that's on this. Ooh, that is so tight. That is about a 1/16 of an inch on that. So that's perfect. Now, if for some reason this was higher and the clearance wasn't good, you would simply take a hammer and you would just tap down this section right here. Because remember, you want to get it as close to this without touching. So when you put that on there and line it up, and remember, you're going to be dealing with a gasket. It is just about, I would say about 1/8 of an inch right there, which is just where we need to be. So now let's build ourselves a water pump because we're going to need 2 gaskets for this job. So there's the front of our water pump. I'm just going to quickly, I just want to get it free as much as I possibly can of contaminants. So I'm just going to shoot it down, clean this off. This is a brand new water pump. The boys down at CarQuest, thank you very much. Or maybe it's more of a reman than as anything else, but you should have 2 gaskets in your kit. You should have 2 gaskets that are almost identical. So we're going to put RTV, a slim coat, just a skim coat on both of these and stick them on with everything, and then we'll apply it all at one time to the block. So with that, let's just get these and let's get them going. Okay, so here's our first gasket. It's going to go on just like that. Kind of get an idea of how that's all going to line up. So I'm going to put a thin coat of RTV on this side, and then we'll go around. The gasket is going to do its job. This is just, it's old school. Now I know I use that purple stick on the fuel pump, but I know for a fact my fuel pump's not a leaker. So it's kind of the way I'm thinking here. Okay. I'll make sure we get everything kind of coated here and lined up, and then we'll put it on here. Now what you might want to do is grab yourself a few bolts just to kind of help seat this into place. Because now, this is our divider plate. It goes on like this. I'm going to put RTV around here. So again, I will clean that up. As soon as I can make this. Remember, our original pump did not have the divider plate. So at some point in time, it disappeared on us. So we'll go ahead and we'll put this on now. Okay. Again, I'm just trying to put on a thin coat here. Not trying to go overboard. All right, so just to kind of keep everything together, I'll go like that, and maybe this one on the side over here. All right, so now cover plate goes in. There's that one. There's that one. And there's that one. Okay, so that's now we got to coat this side with RTV. And again, we're just looking for light coverage. Okay. Same thing here now. Kind of get that all lined up. Did I just put it on the wrong side? I did put it on the wrong side. How awesome is that? Well, good. So we'll go and throw it on this side. Really quick like. And again, the gasket's going to do the work. This is just kind of hold everything into place as we get this pump up and into position. Kind of like that. Now we can go put this on the pump. Clean that up real quick. Just want to be safe. Okay, go put this on the car. Don't be a dumbass and forget to install the sleeves like I just did. So those are in. Now we can get it all back together. And I'm going to use those bolts just to kind of line stuff up here. Okay, my whole purpose right now is just to get it lined up. So we got that lined up. Now I'm going to take the other bolts and I'm just going to apply a little bit of anti-seize each bolt. And there'll be a link in the description to pick yourself up some of this on Amazon. But again, now we're going to come in and just kind of tighten these up. Okay, I'm going to take the ones that I originally put in there to hold it into place. I'll pull those out and we'll get some anti-seize on those ones now. Now I don't recall right off the top of my head which one of these bolts are the ones that help the pulleys for the alternator and everything else, but for right now we're just going to get these set the best we can. Guess while I'm here, we can go ahead and do the big one right here. That one goes in here. Go here. And we'll come over here. And then maybe up here. And then there's that one. And that one. That one. This one. Okay, now I know it's 15 foot-pounds of torque. So let me get my torque wrench. We'll torque those ones down. Okay, torque wrench time, 15 foot-pounds. We'll start over here again. There's one over here. There's that one. We got a water pump in, guys. We still need to hook up the hoses and whatnot, but I think for tonight, let's just let this sit. It's all torqued down, except for this one right here, obviously, but we shall see. We have done enough for one night. Let's take a break and we'll come back at this.